Hi, welcome to the Men's Voice Podcast here with me, Kwabnabi Bini Bema. You can call me DJ Fuad. We are still looking deeper into Yvonne Nelson's book. We've done a couple of videos. First one focusing on the impact, the negative impact of women being promiscuous. Most importantly, women having multiple sex partners and the result that it can bring, and as we have all seen. Now, there's another side of the book that, if you don't think deep, look like doesn't need any attention. But unfortunately or fortunately, it is taking the biggest attention from the book. The good, the bad, and the ugly. You mostly hear people saying, and mostly women, but Yvonne Nelson just mentioned Sarkodie's name. Yvonne Nelson didn't insult Sarkodie. What his name being in the book is harmless. On the surface, they are right. It looks like that. But here on the Men's Voice Podcast and at Blacknificent Studios, we go beyond the surface. So we are bringing to your doorsteps 3 evil or harmful, negative impact this book can have on Sarkodie and his family by just Yvonne Nelson mentioning or writing his name, as people see as a mere writing of his name. So that's what we are here to go into. Today's video, we are hoping to make it short. So we are going straight into it. First of all, people who are saying that Yvonne Nelson mentioned Sarkodie's name is harmless, he did not insult him and all of that, I tell you, think deeper. Especially women who are saying that Sarkodie's name appearing in the book is harmless. And at the same time, you are the people who always talk about mental health and all of that. Now, let's look at the impact Sarkodie's name appearing in the book and the things, the event that made his name necessary to appear in the book. The impact his name in the book is going to have on Sarkodie's children, especially Titi, who may be in school by now. I don't know of the second born, if that one is also still in school. But at least Titi is in school and is at a point where she can have conversation with her classmates. And let's look at the impact this book will have on the child. And if women who mostly cry of mental health can't think to this level, but are saying that it's her truth, it's her memoir. Okay? And why I call it evil, sinister attempt to destroy Sarkodie. Because in a book where the foreword says that the writer is coming out, all out, without leaving anything, and the foreword actually describe the writer as someone, a woman posing for the cameras without makeup. And then we see tons of names mentioned, described in the book, but their names were not mentioned. But Sarkodie's own was mentioned. And now let's look at the impact this can have on Sarkodie's children if care is not taken. Sarkodie's child is in school, and a classmate meets her during break, or even in the classroom, or the hallway, and said, "Hey, Titi, I heard that your father has killed a baby." Yes, I'm speaking the language of kids. Because if one of Sarkodie's child's classmate hear this in the news, or hear their father or their mother talking about it, kids are inquisitive. They are curious. So they want to know, "Mommy, what does that mean? Titi, what has Titi's father done?" And said, "Oh, has had an abortion with her 10 years or 13 years ago." The child will probe further because abortion does not make sense to him or her. Probe further and say, "What is abortion?" And then the mother has to break it down. That it's a procedure whereby, first, the mother may be, "Oh, forget about it. It's not important." But if they persist, the mother or the father will have to bring it down and say that when a woman gets pregnant, there's a way to eliminate the baby or destroy the baby or kill the baby so that the baby doesn't live again, or remove the baby from the womb and the baby will not live again. And the kid will go ahead and say that, so does it mean that the kid will die? Say yes. So in conclusion to this kid, Sarkodie has killed a baby. And there's already memes on it on TikTok describing it that RIP to Sarkodie's unborn baby. And this child go to school, being Sarkodie's girls, what do you call it, friend, and then a classmate. They will ask, Titi, I heard that your father has killed a baby. Have you thought of the psychological impact this will have on Sarkodie's daughter? And I'm telling you, women are calculative. We are not disputing that Yvonne Nelson has not suffered because of the lack of father in her life. But at this point, there are some things that we do by hiding behind the evil that has happened to us to cause more evil to other people. So I said one time on TikTok that at this point, I think that our sister is just happy hiding behind the pain that has happened to her. Hiding behind the pain that has happened to her to destroy other people. And when she's asked, you probe her, all she can say is that it's not my fault. I'm suffering psychologically because of what has happened to me, because of me not having a father. So she having a baby, in knowing if the opposite is the case, if the coin is flipped, it will go against her and her baby, how will she feel? Did she think about that? And looking at the friendship that has continued between Sarkodie and Yvonne Nelson since 2010 up to 2023, 13 years later, it doesn't look like somebody who is so pained, still like somebody who is still harboring the pain. And for that matter, if she's writing, cannot think to see how her pen can harm someone. What Yvonne Nelson has done can be described in the law court as manslaughter instead of murder. Manslaughter is when you go home from work and you meet someone on top of your wife or your younger one, and you had a gun in your hand right there. You didn't go to your room to bring the gun. Right there, you shot the person. And the person died. When you go to court, you may be charged with manslaughter because you were overwhelmed with what you were seeing. So, you took an action right there. So instead of charging you with murder, they will charge you with manslaughter. It would have been murder if when you saw the person on top of your wife or your younger one, you went into your room or into your car to pull a gun. That one, the law will say that you had the opportunity to think about it for a while. So you could have tamed yourself down. Follow me carefully. Therefore, the law will charge you with murder instead of manslaughter. So how do we juxtapose this to Yvonne Nelson's case? This thing happened 13 years ago. 13 years ago, around the same time that the issue happened, we all can understand the pain Yvonne Nelson might have been going through or might have went through. But after 13 good years, you can't tell me the pain is still the same. It's not true. It's a lie. Our sister is just hiding on what has happened to her, her fathers, and what happened between her and Sarkodie, just to harm Sarkodie's family. So the target here is targeting Sarkodie's wife. First, number one target is Sarkodie's daughter and Sarkodie's wife. And that is why she exposed herself. When Sarkodie came out with the Don't Try Me song, she said that I'm happy you have a daughter and I also have a daughter. Let's wait and see what life throws at them. But I tell you, Yvonne, That is evil, evil thinking. And this goes beyond the pain you're going through for not knowing your father. This is someone hiding behind that pain to cause evil, to do evil. And when she's questioned, she will not even open her mouth. Other people will just come to her aid and say that, oh, she is doing this because of what has happened to her. She's doing this because of not knowing her father up to date. You got what I'm saying? So, the book and Sarkodie's name in there, the first casualty is Sarkodie's child. And so, when Sarkodie's child hears from a classmate that her father has killed a baby, she go home and asks her mom or her dad, and they're all devastated. The first thing that they have to do to protect their daughter is remove her from school. If they want her to be secured, remove her from school for some months, and maybe later change her school. And even that, who says it's going to end there? Anybody, unless the school, the new school, call all the students and tell them never ever ask this girl about this issue again, and tell her whoever asks her should come and report. I mean, this is too much for a young little girl left her at a hospital. That is two adults who met to enjoy themselves. And even Yvonne Nelson describing the relationship as she was just having fun. For her, it wasn't a big deal for her. Sarkodie in the song said that he took the relationship serious, only to find out the girl was playing games. So that alone, that devastation, realization that something he has taken serious, somebody was playing with it. You were playing with the relationship and expects me to still fall for your game by following you. What has happened? A pregnancy he wanted to keep, and he wanted to call you to find out, how did you kill my baby? Or how do you kill our child? No. But whatever it is, let's assume and accept that Sarkodie did wrong by not checking up on her. Sarkodie's children, Sarkodie's wife does not deserve it. I'm sure maybe by now Sarkodie might have told the wife, but the child, there's no need for inviting that child into it. So if Yvonne Nelson was not writing this with malice and evil, should have thought of the child and remove Sarkodie's name, or make it anonymous, just like she did with other people. Okay? Just like she did with other people. Tomorrow I will do a TikTok live and later post here on YouTube an interview with a woman who also is suggesting that the book writing and the idea of adding Sarkodie's name might not be Yvonne Nelson's idea, but some people who want to bring Sarkodie down, who might have bought the story to destroy Sarkodie, because some people might not like it for Sarkodie to stay in the game for more than 10 years. So the second reason, most harmful reasons why Sarkodie's name appear in the book, is to get at Sarkodie, get him cancelled, which has failed and will continue to fail, because nothing that Sarkodie has done to deserve that. But that is one of the reasons. And the last reasons is to tell the world, and Yvonne Nelson knowing that Ghanaians know her dirty past and all of that, what equalization, and the best person she wants that equalization from is Sarkodie, so that she bringing this out will probe into Sarkodie's private life for people to know that the Sarkodie that you know, and exactly what has happened with Black Rasta saying that the so-called corporate Sarkodie. Yes, we all have different types of selves, myself when I'm in the studio, myself when I'm sitting behind the camera, myself when I'm outside, myself when I'm happy, myself when I'm sad. So we all have different type of ourselves. So Sarkodie's different type coming out. It's not news. But we thank God, Sarkodie did not do anything evil. It is a woman who does not respect herself and does not believe in womanhood, who is trying to bring her sexual past out. And I'll continue to say, guys, a sexual past of a woman and that of a man is not the same. A man's sexual past increases his value and respect among women. They will not accept it, but I'll tell you, a woman's sexual past reduces her value in the dating market. So, Yvonne, your evil intention has failed. You thinking that letting Ghanaian know the other side of Sarkodie will bring him down. No, it wouldn't. As a matter of fact, any tough woman that Sarkodie might have proposed to but has not agreed may consider agreeing because of you. Because of you. So, guys, the mention of Sarkodie's name in the book is not a mere mentioning. It is a big issue. It is a big issue. It can have negative, harmful effect on Sarkodie's wife, the children. And once Sarkodie's wife and children are devastated, Sarkodie himself can be affected. And finally, look at the time the book was launched, a time at which Sarkodie has a tour, European tour to do. So let's release the book at this time. Let's crush him emotionally, mentally, psychologically, so that he cannot even, one, perform well for his people, his fans. Two, at this time that he's touring in Europe, where Me Too seems to have been a thing, they jump on Sarkodie and destroy his career. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. That's why Sarkodie came out with a song to put back everything on her. And ever since the song came, all her tweet is exposing that one, either she's not the owner of the book, they use her name to write it and pay her off, or after the book was written, she did not read. That's why she's contradicting herself. So guys, today I did not come to make the video long. I'm only here to bring to your attention what people think is harmless, how harmful it is and can be, and why every man, be careful, especially if you are on your way to become big. Be careful the women you bring into your life, and when certain conversations are being had, record them, because a woman that is jealous like Yvonne Nelson will do anything. It is a mere thing of jealousy, where she did not believe in Sarkodie's future and Tracy did, and now Sarkodie is posting traveling expensive places with Tracy and she can't stand it. And finally, those who tells you that marriage is not an achievement, marriage is achievement and something big. If Nelson was married, this book would not come out. And even if it would have come out, it wouldn't come out in this form, where she is seeking to destroy another family. If Nelson had been married by then, the husband would tell her, this will be a disgrace to me and my family. So you choose our relationship or our marriage, or you choose your book. And if Nelson maybe might have dropped the book. So that is importance of a man in your life. Okay? The lack of a man in Yvonne Nelson's life made it easier for her to come out to destroy people's life like that. Between her and her mom, that's their own thing. Okay? But to target Sarkodie, and you see, I always say that the female manipulation is very, very dangerous and severe. So she just wrote a name, but did descriptions. But she know that this will get into the media. Sarkodie's children will hear it, and it will cause them trauma. She knew. If she didn't know, it means that she doesn't have good people around her who can advise her, who can think. You are claiming Sarkodie didn't put herself in your shoes. Did you? Or it's a revenge? If you ask her, she will say it's not revenge. If you ask her, she will say she's not looking for public sympathy. I'm telling you, Yvonne is lying. She said, after the book, she said she's not looking for public sympathy. But what did we see? Right after Sarkodie came out with a song, she gathered momentum to gather support from all women around the world to come and hate on Sarkodie. And some weak men like Black Rasta to hate on Sarkodie. So someone says one thing here and says another thing here. That person is a dangerous person, is a wicked person, an evil person. You don't want public sympathy. But when Sarkodie came out with his song to tell his side of the story, what did you do? You gathered public sympathy against Sarkodie. But unfortunately, they have also failed and they will continue to fail. So Jack, this is the Men's Voice podcast. Please do well to subscribe, like the video, and write a comment so that YouTube will send this video to as many people to watch. Thank you.